In this video, I'll show you how to do this trick in DaVinci Resolve. I'll even add in a transition. The effect itself is pretty easy, but once you learn it, you get to know a lot more about Fusion and then get to do more creative stuff. First, we're gonna start by making a new Fusion composition. I'll make the duration 6 seconds, add it to the timeline, and then jump into Fusion. Then I'll add in my first clip and rename it. Then I'll connect this media node to the media out node, and we can see it right here. Then I'll open the keyframes panel and zoom to fit to show you how much longer this media in node is compared to the Fusion composition. So I'm going to trim this New York 1 clip, and I'll do it by going to the inspector and just trim it a lot. So it's as long as the Fusion composition. Then I'm going to copy this New York 1 video. I'll rename it again. Renaming is really important because we're using the same clip for this effect, so we need to know what is what. So the second video is the glass 1. I'll connect it to the node tree with a merge node. Then I'll add in a rectangle node after it. With the glass 1 selected, I'll add in a transform node. Let me rearrange the nodes a little bit. After the transform 1, I'll add in a drop shadow, and you can see how it sticks to the grid. If it doesn't behave like this in your software, all you have to do is right click anywhere here, go to arrange tools and check the to grid mark. I'll view the merge 1 and everything that's connected to it in the second viewer. Then I'll select the rectangle 1. With command pressed and scrolling up and down, I can zoom in and out in the viewer. And now by readjusting the rectangle 1 height and width, we're basically making this glass bar. I'll set it like this. Then I'll go to the transform node in the inspector and I'll give it a little bit more size. Cool. Now I'll go to the first frame, and with the rectangle 1 selected, I'll go to the inspector. I will give it a little angle, something like this. Then I'll go to the first frame and basically set a keyframe for the center. We'll start our animation from here. Then at around 60 something, I'll reposition it to here. Then I'll open up the spline window, select my rectangle, zoom to fit. Then I will select all of my keyframes. These are the values for the positioning. And then I'll press F on the keyboard. I'll readjust to my liking. And this is basically what we have so far. Now for the second glass bar, because I want to have one that follows the first one, I'll simply copy everything, paste it, and connect it to the node tree. Don't forget to rename everything. Then I'll view this in the second viewer, make it a tiny bit bigger. And now for the animation, so it doesn't sit on top of one another. So I'll go to keyframes and look for my rectangle 2, expand it, select both my keyframes and just move them a little bit. So now my second one follows my first one. Cool, that was the effect. Now let's do the transition. First I'll add in my second clip, of course rename it. We're gonna need a rectangle, we're gonna need a transform as well, and a drop shadow. So around here is where my first 2 glass bars disappear. So this is where I will start my third. So I'll set a keyframe over here for the center. Then I'll go a bit further and reposition it. Go to spline again. I'll deselect all of these, keep just the rectangle 3, zoom to fit, select all, F on the keyboard, readjust to your likings. Cool, now the second one is done by simply copying and pasting again, rename everything, go to keyframes, and now it looks like this. Cool, I like how they meet at the end as well. Now for the transition, I'm going to need the video, so I'll add it in, then of course rename it NY2. It's really important for the NY2 to start around here. So as you can see from here, it's not visible, but it's a hard cut and we don't want that. So now we're going to mask in this second clip. I'm going to use a polygon mask, and then all I have to do is make a tiny mask over here. And then animate it to go from here, then around here, I need it to be here. Basically mask in the footage. We just need a few keyframes. Now that's what we got. But as you can see, we don't have the drop shadow over here in the second glass of our second clip. That's because our footage is on top of the second glass. And to fix this, I'll just replace the positioning of the nodes, make a little space over here. I will set it over here. And now we can see that the drop shadow is on top of my clip. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this effect, you can watch this video next.
It sound right, boy.